prepare to be gobsmacked, folks. The natural beauty of this beach. This is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous beach right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I come here often looking for sea glass, sea treasures, all kinds of stuff. So I treasure hunt, I mudlark, I do all kinds of stuff on this beautiful, beautiful beach. And I'm going to share it with you in this video. So come along with me to this beautiful, beautiful beach right here in Gander Bay, Newfoundland and Labrador, Davidsville to be exact. And we're going to walk the length of this beach and we're going to find lots and lots of treasures, and I'm going to share that with you in this video. That's not morning dew that you see there on the grass, folks. That's actually frost. It's a cold morning this morning. It's actually 0 degrees Celsius right here today. And we're on our way. We're walking down to the beach shore. Lots of kelp and seaweed came up on this beach over the last little while. We had a very, very severe storm. And as you can see, look, the kelp or seaweed is well over a foot high, and it's all along the edge of the beach. There you go, just look at it. Lots and lots and lots of it. Now, in amongst that seaweed and kelp is a lot of garbage and debris, lots of plastic items and things like that. So we'll have a look and see exactly what we can find. I just turned to the right of the beach, so let's go down along this beach and see what we can find. And before I get too far, I just want to say to you, thank you always. Thank you always for tuning in and watching my videos. I do appreciate that very, very much. It means a lot having you tune in and watch these videos. We're looking for sea treasures and sea glass today on this beautiful, beautiful beach. An interesting piece of coral right there. Just look at that. Okay, beach coral. Lots of that along this beach. And here's our first piece of clear sea glass. I'll pick that up. I have a little Ziploc bag here, so I'll put that in the Ziploc bag. So let me get that. Piece of sea glass, look at that. This beach never disappoints, folks. It never disappoints. And look what I just found. I want to bring it in closer to you for you to have a quick look at it. Look at that. A beautiful, beautiful piece of blue sea glass. Now, I'm going to wash it in that babbling brook there next to me. Bring it back again for you to have another look at it. Just look how beautiful that is. I've got about a dozen pieces here now, mostly clear. So I'm going to just stick that in that bag. A couple of pieces of clear sea glass. Quite the interesting brook here, folks, meandering its way down to the ocean. Look how it's curved and made a path through the sand on this beach. Lots and lots of sand, a couple of feet of it for sure, but it works its way up and in through an alder bed. Let's just walk along. Hopefully I won't fall in or get wet. But we'll walk along, see how far we can get. Look how gorgeous that babbling brook is. And like I said, it goes way on up through there. And look how that sun is coming through the alders up there. A beautiful, beautiful little beach. And a beautiful, beautiful little brook meandering its way down to the seashore. Now, there's a few pieces of sea glass. One in particular that I want to share with you. My shadow's in the way, so excuse that. But I want to share another interesting piece of sea glass that I found. And right now you can probably see it. Another gorgeous piece of blue right there. Just to show you that it's not the same piece that I had before. My other piece of blue is here in this bag somewhere. I'm going to try and show it to you. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so there's the other piece that I had. And there's the new piece. Look at that. Two interesting, beautiful pieces of blue sea glass. Now look at that. Shove that in my bag. And we're going to keep looking. We're going to keep looking to see if we can find some other interesting pieces. A piece of driftwood right there. And if we go further out here to the water's edge, I'll show you another piece of driftwood. Look at that. Another piece of driftwood right there. And hopefully we'll keep going. Lots and lots of seaweed in front of us there. So we'll walk as far as there. We'll chat as we go. And perhaps we'll find some more interesting treasures, some more interesting sea glass as we go. A little piece of rope there, a long log there. That log can be dried and cut up for firewood for sure. And just look at all the seaweed that's right here. Look, it's about a foot. Look at that, I'm going right down about a foot. Wow, this will be great stuff for a garden. If a guy can get down here with a sled and a trailer, be able to pick up all this stuff and use it as natural fertilizer in a vegetable garden. Great stuff. It's at least a foot deep here. My feet are going way on down in it. Look, just look at that. Lots and lots of seaweed. There's my footprints, working my way back. I'm back where I started my journey on this beach walk, on this mud larking adventure, sea glass treasure hunting adventure, and I've done quite well. My Ziploc bag has probably, let me see if I can get it up on my hand so I can show it to you. It has about 30 pieces in there, several blues. I have a couple of greens, a brown, mostly clears. About 30 pieces in that Ziploc bag. I'll show it to you later in more detail. Now, if I spin around though, I'll explain to you that I went to the right. So I went all the way down to the end of this beach right here on this side of the brook or path. There's Freebie. Freebie is parked up there. So I'm going to turn to the left now, and I'm going to go down to the length of this beach and see how much more sea glass and sea treasures I can find. And again, you are welcome to come with me. Garry, folks, from GBL, the old church, 5-acre homestead. What an adventure I had this morning, folks. Sea glass hunting, treasure hunting, and mud larking. I've got a variety of treasures here that I want to show you. So let's take a look together. This is the beach that I went exploring to this morning, folks. And if you look to the right of your screen, you can see the white F-150 Freebie right there in the distance. But this is the beach, and I walked the full length of this beach, all the way up there to the distance. And as I walked, I explored, and I found lots and lots of treasures on the shoreline and near the beach. So let me share that with you. So here's a variety of the things that I found on this beach today. An old barbecue lighter, wood stove lighter perhaps, but it's not working, but I'll just take that home, and that'll go into the recycling bin, into the garbage. A variety of seashells and some coral rock or live rock, we call them here locally. Some mussel shells, a cockle shell right there, and a few of the wrinkles that we call them here. Okay, there's an interesting stick here. Look at that. I think it's either a real estate stick that was used for a real estate sign, or, folks, we had 3 elections here recently. We had a federal election, we had a municipal election, and we had a provincial election. And this stick could have been used as an election sign. And I have just a use for that stick right now. I'm going to be recycling that stick, and it will get reused. A piece of insulating for water pipes. So I'll take that home. I have some pipes that could use that. So I'll be recycling that, reusing that, repurposing that piece of insulating for pipes. There you go. I found a very, very interesting flat piece of rock. Look at that. And you know what I'm going to be using that for? I'm going to use that for a coaster. I'll be putting my morning coffee on that, and perhaps my evening treat, my spirit, when I'm relaxing in the evening. So that's what I'll be using that for. Awesome, awesome, awesome indeed. This jar is not broken. It's still sealed. I'm not sure what's inside. I think it's some type of meat, some type of venison perhaps, and it might even be pieces of beet, but it doesn't look like beet inside, but it's probably what's in there. I'm gonna take that home and chuck that out in the garbage. Now, I did super well. I'm gonna dump them out here so you can take a look at what I found this morning. Look at all the sea glass that I found. Lots of clear, lots of white, some blue, a nice bit of green, an interesting marble it looks like. I will lay that right there. But the sea glass, lots and lots of interesting pieces. One here that has some writing onto it. Okay, so lots of blues and greens, and like I said, lots of clear. A good selection of sea glass to add to my collection when I get home later. I'll be cleaning all that up, and that'll be put with the rest of my sea glass. So that's my adventure today. Mud larking, treasure hunting, sea glass exploring, whatever you want to call it, here on this beautiful, beautiful beach in Newfoundland and Labrador. Look at that. A beautiful, beautiful day. It's warmed up to about 5 degrees now. Before I go, folks, before I sign out, I want to wish you now the best of days. Enjoy yourself. Do something special for yourself. Enjoy your day. Relax. And get rid of all that stress and anxiety. Tomorrow is Monday. It'll be the beginning of the work week again for those of you who work. Mr. Garry is retired, of course, so I get to enjoy now my retirement years and do some mud larking, some beach exploring, which I do enjoy doing from time to time, and finding all these sea treasures. Again, have the very, very best of days. Thank you so very, very much for tuning into this video today. I appreciate that so very, very much. God bless, and you have a great, great day and the coming week. Take care. Mr. Garry, signing out. Oh, I got to get home with all this treasures. All my sea glass, my new coaster, my seashells. I got to take all this home. And this piece of wood that I'm going to reuse, recycle, repurpose. I'll be doing that definitely. And a couple of things to put in the garbage.